Hey everybody, what's up? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and today I'm going to show you how to pick up that guitar and play Havana. So this is a song that's been top of the charts the last few months. It's gotten in my head here and there. Now, working it out in guitar, you only need 3 chords for the entire song, repeating, right? So it's a quick one to learn, but there's some nice opportunity to sort of inject some of that Latin flair to the melody and some of the guitar phrasing you have going on here. So I'm going to show you how to pick up that guitar and play it. It won't take long, so let's dive on in. Alright, so moving on in closer to the guitar here, let's start this lesson. So first thing you'll need to know to play this song is I'm going to put a capo on the 3rd fret, and this will let me play along with the album version of this song while still using sort of easy, open, approachable chords. You can play it without a capo, but you'll need more complicated chords, and for today I want to keep it simple. So capo on 3, and one other quick note is I'm going to be doing a fingerstyle version of this song, okay? I'm not using a pick. You can use a pick if you want, and you can do what I'm about to teach you. I just find that the fingerstyle works well for the sort of vibe that this song has, in my opinion. So let's dive on in with that. So first up, this song uses these 3 chords in this order. We're going to have an E minor, okay, a C, and a B7. Okay, so you're going to basically do 2 measures. That's 2 groups of 4 counts, and you're going to go from the E minor for 2 counts to the C for 2 counts to the B7 for 4 counts, okay? E minor to C to B7, 2, 3, 4. Now that's going to repeat, but very quickly, before I show you how to play these chords in the traditional way, I want to basically explain how you can do very punctuated, simplified versions of these chords. For the E minor, we'll do the top 4 strings only. For the C, we're going to do the middle 4 strings only. And for the B7, the middle 4 strings as well. And the reason I'm doing this is basically I want to capture the bass walk down that you hear in this song. Okay? Now, specifically that E minor, you got to start that on the 4th string to get that bass note, right? If you do the 6th string E minor, you're going to have this octave lower. So again, we really want to get that bass note going on there. And also for the treble note, the highest note, same sort of walk down sound. Listen. Okay? With the chords, that's... So those single notes I played were the highest note in each chord that we're going to play here, right? That's why we're not playing this 1st string on the C and on the B7, okay? So next up, moving in a bit further, let's look at timing. Now, you're going to be on that E minor for 2 counts, 1, 2, and the C for 2 counts, almost. We're actually going to switch to the B7 an 8th note earlier than the start of the measure would be, right? So specifically on that and count between the 4 and the 1, that's when we're going to switch. It would sound like this if you counted out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So in music that's called a push, where that B7 is actually coming, it's an 8th note earlier. It's before the 1, so it almost sounds like it was pushed. I like to think of swimming if you're getting ready to jump in and you count to 3, but someone pushes you, a half count before the 3. That's kind of what's happening here. That B7 is sort of coming in a little bit early, and you'll hear this in lots of songs if you pay attention. So it's a pretty common musical thing to add a bit of pull, even though it's called a push, to a song. Okay, so you have that timing: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to that B7 a little bit early. Now let's break things down even further. Now, instead of just playing the 4 strings in each chord all at once, what we're going to do is break up the string playing into a few different counts. So for the E minor here, what we're going to do is play the bass note on the 1 count and then the thinnest 3 strings on the 2 count. So 1 and 2 and, okay? And practice this by repeating it first. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So basically my left hand's staying totally still, right? It's just my right hand that's basically thumb on that bass note, on the 4th string that is, and then these 3 fingers right here on the thinnest 3 strings, okay? So get good at that. And what I'm doing here is practicing sort of silencing that E minor, but I'll get to that a little bit later in the lesson where you can add a bit of flavor. Next up is that C, okay? For this one, instead of doing the same thing we did with the E minor where it's the bass note and then the thinnest 3 strings, we're actually going to walk it up. It's like an arpeggio, so 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4, so 1, 2, when I switch to that E minor to the C, my middle finger is staying in the same place, okay? So for the E minor, it's here. And for the C, I'm just putting down my index and my ring fingers where they go. Okay, so that's the E minor to the C, but now we want to add in that B7 bass note. So what we're going to do on that and count after the 4 is move our middle finger from the 4th string to the 5th string, okay, to get there in time to play this note. So in full, it sounds like this. Okay, this is the fastest change you'll have to make in this little riff here overall. So, but it's important to get that timing. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's on that and count. Okay, so basically we want to get our middle finger there first, and then after we play that bass note, we can bring in our other fingers to get those other two. Okay, those other 2 notes for the B7. All right, and basically those other 2 notes are going to be played on the and count and on the 2 count after that 1. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, again 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so that's the B7, very similar to the C. And for the last couple beats of this measure, what I like to do is add this on the and 4 and at the very end of the measure, okay? And I'm also going to play the bass note on the 3 count. So 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and, all right? So in full, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? All right, and that's all you're going to need to sort of pull this riff off. Now, the last thing you want to do is work on the feeling and really kind of get a nice feel in there with these phrases. And here's some cool little tricks for that. One thing I like to do with this E minor is sort of silence it after I play it by just resting my ring finger on the strings. Okay? And that sort of punctuates it and makes it, you know, kind of gives it more of an impact. So the whole thing would be... Final tip about that is doing that sort of silencing on the and count after the 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. And the reason I sort of show you that is you don't want to rush into it too much. That would be a little bit hasty. That's kind of fast, right? You kind of want to keep that beat, right? Feel the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? That's a little just key to sort of emphasize the timing there. But otherwise, it's a good little way to add some flavor. And with that, you can play this entire riff. And again, even if you don't know this song, I think it's a fun one to sort of add to your bag of tricks for practicing, just to walk down that bass note. Okay, and then you add in the chords like I showed you and you're good to go. All right. So otherwise, that's it for today's lesson. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. I'd love to know what you think of this video and any other requests you have. As always, reminder to check out my website, playsongnotes.com, where you can find all my other lessons. You can find my notes and tabs for this lesson and all kinds of other cool stuff. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, tell a friend, and in the meantime, pick up that guitar and play. Bye-bye.